Welcome to Network Today. I'm Sheryl Powers.
I'm Rob Bliss.
And we're going to take you from, I'm going to stop us here because I have a surprise for you.
Uh-oh.
This is the surprise. I didn't even want to tell you this, but I had an epiphany yesterday while my husband and I are working on our raised bed gardens. Nothing like digging in the dirt to give you an epiphany. Okay, so I know you wanted a theme.
Yes.
We got it. We got a theme for our quarterly review because this is what we're going to do every quarter. You get a total recap. And it's, we take you from meeting people to making money. I'm meeting you, you're meeting me, and then we have a one-on-one. Do. It's a bonanza. It is the networking quarterly bonanza.
Ooh, I love that show.
I know. We take you from meeting people to making money. I meet you, you meet me, we have a one-on-one. So there you go.
Man, I love it. Woo!
Hey.
Boom.
That's right.
Man, that could make the top 10, man. Wow.
It's a good thing Weird Al Yankovic was my inspiration as a kid. I'm not sure my husband likes that too much, but
very cool.
That's right. So this is a total big bonanza. If you missed the quarter, now you can get highlights. So in 30 minutes, we're going to try to get through all 9 episodes and just give you highlights. So then you can go back and listen to them, cherry pick. I'm telling you, there's so many great nuggets that came from the guests on the episodes.
Oh, absolutely.
We have just outstanding stuff. We want you to tap into it, but we get that time's an issue, right?
Yeah.
So totally get that. I want to start with Rob. Certainly the purpose of, because some people, this might be their very first
time
Network Today episode.
Okay.
Why did we create Network Today?
Well, I think we got the idea from the fact that networking's got to change. We know we've got to change the networking mindset.
Yes.
There's so much that is going wrong. And that's why we said, let's get together, let's put something together, and let's start improving. Because we need it for our businesses. Really, I mean, we can be a little selfish about this.
That's right.
But it really started with, we needed to improve. But then again, we wanted to give back to our community.
That's right.
And we wanted things to change so that we could all be successful in our business.
Yeah, and not screw up like we have.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't screw up like we had for so many years. So the vision of Network Today is changing the networking mindset. The mission of Networking Today is to take you from meeting people to making money faster. Yeah. And now we're going to sing it a little song. Then we came up with an annual theme.
Yes.
Which is networking stop. Because we want everybody to stop networking, including ourselves.
Right.
Stop just going through the motions and be robotic about it. So networking stop is the annual theme. And then each episode, depending on our guests and what makes sense there, is where we get the episode topic. All right. So hopefully that all makes sense. Hopefully I know that's a big bowl of soup, but there we go. So that's it. I want to talk about, let's start with episode 31, which was our very first episode that we came out with as we kicked into the new year on 1/17. So it was January 17th, 2023, the year of our Lord. I'm mad as hoo-hoo. So what does hoo-hoo mean? It's Hawaiian for angry.
That's right.
Yeah, so you had a different word for it.
Well, I used the 4-letter word, Sheryl.
H-E double hockey sticks.
And I got banned. It got banned. But I really I'm mad as hoo-hoo because, again, I'm angry. I'm mad. I'm upset because, again, there's so much potential.
Yeah.
It's like one of the upcoming episodes where we're talking about lost loot.
Yeah.
Is that it's so important. Again, yes, we're here to build relationships. We're here to build friendships, but we're here to make money.
Yeah.
And we got to really get focused and intentional about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, being mad is understandable because we talk to so many people and it's the same issue over and over and over again. Breaking bad habits is hard.
Yeah.
Hence the show Breaking Bad. So that's going to be an upcoming episode. Stay tuned. It's going to be awesome. All right. So that was and that episode on 1/17, January 17th. That was a really short episode. So if you just want a recap, just want to get a feel for what this is all about, whether you even like us or not, that might be a good one to listen to. It's about, 15 minutes-ish. So then episode number 32 was with the dear and lovely leader of networking here in the Metroplex, and that's Casey Hastings.
Miss Casey Hastings. Yes.
So
Great guest.
Stick and stay, her topic.
Really, again, a really important topic, stick and stay. I mean, we've got to, again, it's focusing on and being intentional of the habits that we develop. So we're not like all over the place.
That's exactly right. Well, and I assume that you've listened to the guest part of that over and over and over again,
Right.
because I know that you weren't here. So we had to go on without you. So we had the best time. And my word of the week for that particular episode was commitment, because that is lacking.
Mhm.
And so many, and I hate to say it, I'm an old person, I guess. And I say, is it the younger generations that's less committed, or is it just everybody? Who is suffering from commitment?
Everybody.
A lack of commitment.
Everybody.
Everybody?
It's everybody.
So it knows no boundaries.
No boundaries.
All right. So it's an equal opportunity
Human nature.
killer. All right.
Yep.
So get committed. This is what she said. So this was my takeaway from that particular episode. Find your people. She had to shop a bit there at the beginning. When she found her people, then she committed. And this was Success North Dallas that she was talking about. And she volunteered her way to the top.
Mm-hmm.
So do you remember how she said she started volunteering?
Mm-mm.
So she was a greeter at the door.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're like, I don't know how I can get involved, heck, especially if you don't know anything about networking, be the checker-inner.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Greet people at the door. Help
Yeah.
them find a seat. Help them get their name badge. That is a great way to get to know people. So, and that took her from being a volunteer to now being the CEO of a 35-ish, 37-year old, very successful Success North Dallas
Right.
networking organization. So I thought that she's just a great example of sticking and staying.
Stick and stay.
All right. And she's a big journaler. Love that about her. And I think that too allowed her to identify what was important to her. So journaling, if that's up to you, if that's something you like, then you want to connect with Casey. So episode 33 was with Denise Villarreal.
Whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole.
I love that.
I know. And I know you came up with the name of that because why?
Well, we're not, again, it's an overused word, but focused. We're just running at anything that's alive type of thing, and we've got to bring it in, and we got to be more intentional on it. And we're chasing too many rabbits down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. Yep.
And we're wasting time. It's like finding on networking groups. What networking groups? You've got to hit the right one. We got so many choices out there.
Here's some things that Denise said that really resonated with me. First, she really liked your 90-day test idea.
Mm-hmm.
So she did a sift and sort. And if you recall, she was a CPA that bought her own bookkeeping franchise. Denise Villarreal. You want to look her up if you need some bookkeeping. She's awesome. But she had to go through the process of learning which was a B2B, which was a B2C group.
Right.
Because you need to know who you're after, business to business or business to consumer. And so she was business to business. So it took some sifting and sorting and determining which groups were really going to get her the best reciprocation back in regards to referrals and synergy partners and ultimately leads.
Right.
So, and she talked about find out who's giving in a group. Like that was the big discussion we had.
Right.
Do you feel the group as a giving group, or is it a taking group where nobody's giving?
Right.
Everybody's taking. That's a great test for during your whack-a-mole networking search to figure out whether it's the group for you or not. All right, episode 34.
Oh, Miss Zoe Martin was so refreshing. She is so awesome.
She's just a delightful.
And she, and she is, she's learning. She's a new networker, and and again, it's so neat to say that she watches the show and she's got a lot of tips on it. But I follow her on LinkedIn, and she is posting a regular post, and she offers so much. But always be learning. And I think she moved into the city, less than a year now. Got involved in LinkedIn, got involved in the chamber, got involved. She's learning, and it's so important. She's setting the example. She's a shining star.
She is indeed, and she's about 6 months into it and killing it.
Yeah.
6 months into the Metroplex, like a
Right.
whole new uproot
Yeah.
her whole family,
Yeah.
start a whole new gig. Awesome lady. So always be learning, and this is the acronym ABL.
Yes.
So she and I met at her second networking event, and this is again why you never know. And I don't know that it was really just having a conversation with her. I don't know that there was really any professional synergy between the two of us, other than I just liked her and I wanted to know her more. And she just ended up being one of my favorite partners.
Yeah.
Period. Just period.
Well, the neat story there is being a photographer, a videographer. She's a competitor of mine.
Mhm.
Yet again, I didn't look at it from that perspective. I looked at it, how can we help one another? How can we learn from one another?
That's right. Now, do you recall how she said she learns?
I don't.
So she learns through subscriptions and through podcasts. And you asked her if she listens to Network Today. She said she binges Network Today. And she said you asked her if she reads, and she said, yes, she reads. Even though she's a mom, she's a wife, she's a business owner, new to the market, she finds time to read. And so she compartmentalizes all that. She books time to actually get all this stuff done, and then binges on Network Today while she's on the road. So I thought that was really awesome. And that she also, so this is just a tip, and in the Always Be Learning, she opened up that nonprofit.
Yes.
Was it Cares for Collin County?
There was something to do with Collin County.
Yeah. So all the volunteer organizations that go through that, and she works through that to create more connections, and to learn about the market that she's in.
Yeah.
And so she is an always be learner. I love that girl. All right. So more as we top on episode 35 when we get back.
Are you having trouble with your VoIP phone system? Smart Office USA to the rescue. We're a local company here in DFW with real people, certified technicians, and we even come to your office to help you. Smart Office USA, representing the #1 VoIP phone system on the planet. And we are right here in DFW, ready to help you. Call us 214-272-0921 or go to www.smartofficeusa.com.
All right, so let's talk about episode 35. This was so fun.
What a great day. Great celebration.
Yes.
Big heart.
That's right. That's right. And we had the lovely Franklins. So Shane and Tracy, thank you so much for being on this episode. And we thought that having a couple who actually works together, who started their company together just recently.
Yeah.
So they've got a staffing company. So if you want to reach out to them, Shane and Tracy with an EY, Franklin, you'll find them on LinkedIn. We really like the box of chocolates because isn't that what networking's like?
Yeah, you go to a networking meeting and you never know who you're going to meet, what type of personality they have, what type of business they're in, how can they help you, how you can help them. So there's so many choices, just like a box of chocolates.
Yeah. So, and sometimes there are chocolates you love, but you might have to work through 10 chocolates that you hate.
Yeah.
So we talked about the creamy centers that have the orangey stuff in them. Me no like those. Then we talked about what's your favorite chocolate?
Well, chocolate, I love dark chocolate is my favorite.
Right, in a box. So if there's a box of chocolates, what's the one you're looking for?
With the flavor inside, I like one that's either got the liquid almond or coconut. It would be probably my two favorite.
Do you like the liquidy cherry one?
No, and I love cherries. I love cherries.
So you like a liquidy almond one, and you love cherries, but you don't like the liquidy cherry one.
Oh, it's the worst one for me.
But isn't that funny? But that's why why networking is like a box of chocolates.
Yeah.
Because there are some that you really appeal, that seem like you would really like, but it just might not be the right blend.
Right.
Right combination. And so therefore, hey, don't give up on the box. Don't toss it. Keep punching until you find the one that you really like. And somebody else is probably going to like the ones you don't like.
Yeah.
So share it with a friend.
Absolutely. No, I really like the analogy there, is because again, that it really talks about and summarizes what networking is all about. You got to keep after it. It's ongoing, and you got to play the game.
That's right. And they talked about how two is a partnership, and a lot of people, whether you're married to that person or not, you've got a partner in your business,
Right.
or a synergy partner. So they divide up the networking so they can get through the box of chocolates faster.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So one can explore one side and see what makes sense for them based on their lane that they're living in,
Right.
and the other one, likewise.
Yeah.
Right. So I thought that was great. Thank you, Franklin.
Great advice.
That's right. So number 36 was breaking through.
Good old JJ. God, I love that guy. He's got so much energy. He's so excited about networking. You know, it's important to his business. And I really like the aspect too, how he talked about his mentor, which is his father.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And that he was like he was getting social media clubbed by his dad, who was doing so many more posts than he was.
Yeah.
He's like, Pop, you can't do that. No, that can't happen. I've got to show my kids what dads, really are like. So he ponied up and started taking the social media post challenge with his dad, and there they go. But I don't know if you recall what he said helped him really break through that very busy, compressed environment of being in financials, because networking is heavy financial, heavy insurance,
Right.
heavy realty. So do you recall what he said?
Well, I think what stands out for me was how he kind of followed his dad's method of from the posting and doing videos about family life
That
and
was it.
activities.
That's the word,
you
life.
know. And so
Yeah.
he it wasn't talking about business stuff all the time.
Yeah.
It was bringing in family. So I think that was the breakthrough that JJ saw what his dad was doing, which was great.
Yes, and so we talked about how he has that ninja obstacle course in his back, and
Right.
so that we need to do a networking obstacle course and identify the networking ninjas that can get through that, because networking isn't always a straight line. That's what we talked about.
Right.
It's an obstacle course sometimes. And so for him, it was, in this case, truly building the obstacle course. A lady saw his obstacle course remember the kids played together.
Right.
And then she said, hey, can you help me build one too? And then she ended up being a client.
Right. Yeah.
Right? So
That was a great story.
it is a great story. And that's how networking works. So breaking through, thank you, JJ Checky. You're just awesome. You truly do put fun in financials, so we coined the phrase financial. You remember that? Financial.
I love that. And he's got a book out that he co-wrote with his dad.
Yeah.
On that. So make sure you look on his LinkedIn profile and check out the book.
That's right. Just dare to be different.
Yes.
That's what he is, and that's how he breaks through that really crowded industry. So, episode number 37, networking from scratch. Let me tell you, if you're listening to this and you know people who are just getting started networking, like this is brand new to you, and you just bought a business, or you just became a solopreneur, or an independent contractor, or whatever, and you're like, oh my gosh, now I have to build a business of my own. I don't have leads just coming to me. This is a really good one, because Paul Arsenault, who owns his Farmers Insurance agency, and he recently bought it, and he's been in acquisition mode, he had to figure it out fast.
Yes, very fast. And he came from like a school teacher's background, so he wasn't used to networking and having to do it at all.
No, he was a headmaster.
Yeah, a headmaster. That's right. So he kind of got thrown into the deep end.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, absolutely. And so he had to go into this, I got this book of business that I need to learn how to grow. And so he said that in this discussion that we had, the way he grew his book of business was just going to as many networking groups as he could.
Right.
And he grew his business. Do you remember the percentage?
80%.
80%. Man, that's powerful.
He did, and I can see why, because again, I would say in the last 3 months or so, Paul's at every event I'm at. I'm going, he does what he says he's going to do.
Yeah, yes, he does. And he says he's an introvert. So if you're new to owning a business and you're an introvert, really tap into this episode with Paul Arsenault, because it was just tremendous, truly. And I really, really love. And more I talk to Paul, I'm just
oh, absolutely. I mean, a great guy. And again, I'm going to focus to the audience about, he is truly an introvert, but he's used to talking to people, but he's not outgoing, he's not flamboyant, but he's sincere, he's
Yeah,
authentic, and
that's
he
right.
wants to help. So for you people that are struggling about going to networking groups because you're an introvert, just go.
Yeah. Networking, stop. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to wrap this up with the last of our episodes of the quarter and then give you some good action items. Let's face it, employees waste time on the company dime. Why? Life's complicated. We help keep the junk of life out of the workplace and in the hands of the experts. Empowered Advantage, empowering employees, giving businesses the advantage. Letter M as in magnificent, poweredadvantage.com. And let's wrap this up. The Network Today Quarterly Bonanza.
Dun, 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 dun.
Thank you for meeting people to making money. Man, I was planting all our cucumbers, all our squash, and I'm singing that song. It made me so happy. Oh, those are the days. Those are the days. So let's talk about the Network Today Fake and Shake episode. That was episode number 38.
With Miss Krista. She did a great job. And it really, again, it just kind of got me fired up.
Yeah.
Fake and shake. Because again, not to hurt anybody's feelings here, but you go to these networking and everyone puts on that image, that facade, their armor, whatever you want to call it. And you're not seeing the real person.
That's right.
And you can spot the fake and shake deal.
That's right. And it was Krista who coined that. So when she and I are visiting on just things in general, and we've been friends for a long time, professionally first, and then as friends, then, we were like trying to catch up, and somehow it got into oh my gosh, I hate networking. I put my kids on and I run. And I said, why do you run? She said, because it's the perpetual fake and shake. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we have to talk about this.
Yeah.
And you hadn't met her. So that was kind of the beauty of this episode. That was your first opportunity to meet Krista Medlock. M as in marvelous, EDLOCK. You want to look her up. But that was really a great discussion about just the roboticness that so many networkers, and we can all feel tired and fall into that. But boy, what a lost opportunity when you're just going around the room.
Yeah, I mean, it was just those reflex responses that, hey, how you doing, Rob? Good to see you. What's happening?
Yep.
And they're not, it's like their eyes are glazed over. Yeah. They're seeing right past you.
Yeah.
You can spot it a mile away, really. And it's just, again, we all got to wake up.
Yeah.
We got to get real.
Yeah.
And we got to change that networking mindset, Sheryl. It's really getting frustrating of, all these good people. And I think maybe sometimes it's not even they don't realize they're doing it.
Yeah.
Because we're out there and there's 60, 70 people, you're moving around the room. And that's what they're trying to do just to keep up with things. But I don't think they really realize. I think that's why I want to kind of speak up. Wake up call. Well, let's get real.
Yeah. And how do you get out of the fake and shake? And she talked a lot about being authentic, that we've lost the humanness to our networking.
Yeah.
That the human side is lost. And I absolutely adored that discussion. I had somebody email me the other day and say, oh my gosh, best discussion.
Absolutely, Sheryl. I mean, this is going as one of my personal favorites. The fake and shake. To me, I learned a bunch from it because now I want to say, am I one of those people doing the fake and shake? So great wake up call. Krista, thank you so much.
Yes. Adore you, dear. You're awesome. So episode number 39, Networking Icebreakers with Heather Hardaway.
This is great. Oh, Heather's, isn't she awesome? I mean, gosh.
She's delightful and just beautiful inside and out.
Oh,
just a heart of gold.
Her smile just lights up the whole room.
And she smiles all the time.
Yeah.
All the time, which is the icebreaker, I think, for her.
Yeah.
I think that's why when we were talking about icebreaker, remember that was one of the things we were like, who does not love Heather's? I mean, how can you not want to talk to this girl because she has this glowing smile all the time?
Yeah, absolutely. And she is so real. She's so authentic. I've known her less than a year now, but again, I just love every time I see her. It's so natural just to talk and open up with her. And yeah, she's a great
Yes.
friend.
Yes. So her skill set, her icebreaker is melting everybody down with that beautiful smile of hers. And then we also go through in this episode a lot of other ice-breaking tips. So if you're getting tired of networking and you're like, oh, I just have to break out. I need to get a new workout. Right. I need to go do something else in my networking gym. Then this is a great episode to go in. Just get some new refreshers to start having other conversations when you're talking with people.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, I think we all get hung up on we're walking on the treadmill and we're just saying the same thing over and over and over again. And then people start tuning us out.
Yes.
I mean, when you go to networking meetings and everyone has a chance to give their 30-second elevator pitch, I would say 90% of the people aren't even listening because they know what it is, or it wasn't very exciting and they're bored.
Yeah. Yep.
So we've got to think, really, this is an important episode. We've got to think of these icebreakers to get people's attention, be able to stand out from the crowd.
Yeah, and to allow ourselves kind of a brain reset. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's good. That's good. So episode number 40 was with a dear friend. Again, started out as a professional acquaintance, good synergy partner, and then now a good friend, and that's Michael Reagan.
Right.
And he is awesome. So you want to connect with him on LinkedIn as well. Networking unconditional. What did that mean to you?
Well, I mean, Michael's proved it in my dealings with him, where again, he loves networking so much. He loves giving back to his community. And he just, like you said, he doesn't expect anything in return.
That's right.
He loves helping people, and that's it. Well, period.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved it because he is the epitome of unconditional. So he has no expectations. He just gives and knows that at some point it's going to come back to you. And that is a really, really important concept.
Absolutely.
It really leads into the whole theme of reciprocity, right? So he knows that he's going to pour into people. He has no expectations of it coming back to him. And he has been that way with me, right? He just gives. And then he doesn't say, hey, Sheryl, I need to get something back.
Yeah.
I love giving to him as often as I can, but it's because of his heart.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. I mean, the case in point was just a couple of weeks ago, he sent me an article about marketing, and he just said, hey, Rob, I saw this article. I thought of you, boom. And he attaches it. I was like, out of the blue.
Yeah. That's a great networking tool. So if you don't know how to connect with people, just after hours, go through their business cards, do a little search, and send them. I think that's
great
brilliant.
Tip.
Yes.
Great tip.
Super great. So that is episodes 31 through 40. You're going to see this quarter.
Yeah.
And I want to go back as we wrap this up right now. So I'm going to go back to, I have so many notes here. As we started out, this really, on episode 31, Under the Mat is Hoo-Hoo, we talked about Derek Coburn and the book that you told me I needed to read.
Right.
And I did. And I loved it. But he talked about networking is not working. That's the name of the book. And he talked about being a master of biz referrers versus being a biz card swapper. And so I think that encompasses everything that we do. Being a biz referrer without expectation, unconditionally, genuinely, authentically, with reciprocity, as opposed to just, hey, give me a business card, the whole fake and shit thing.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I totally agree with that. I mean, that's what I loved about the book was the fact is that we've gotten away from, giving referrals.
Right.
And referrals doesn't just mean leads; it can be connections as well.
Yeah.
Or just information, help, support. And we've gotten away from that. We're into the bake and shake.
Yeah. And he says that helps him nucleate. Do you remember that word?
Oh, yes.
Wow. Okay, so if you want to nucleate, make sure you catch episode 31 or go to Derek Coburn's book, Networking is Not Working. And you've got some action. Well, first, hey.
Yeah.
We forget to tell people, go to info@networktodaydfw.com. Info@networktodaydfw.com. You're going to get your Rob's Library Review.
Right.
Weekly book reviews.
Right.
Me.
We're going to get Cheryl's Tech Tools.
That's right. And
which
these
are a
aren't,
must to see.
yes. So, and these aren't things that necessarily I know too much about, but I know enough to ask you what you think and to tell you what's
Right.
going on in the market so you can take a
Right.
look at CRM tools and whatever. So, what was your favorite book, by the way?
I'm going to say my favorite book of the quarter was How to Work a Room.
Hmm.
And because again, I think what energized me for that book was the fact that I've run into Ron Kennedy about a half a dozen times during the quarter.
Yeah.
And every time I see him, he's the master.
Yeah.
And I actually, Sheryl, I stand in a corner and watch him work because I want to learn from him.
Yes.
And he's just exceptional. So yeah, and I went out, got the book How to Work a Room.
Yeah.
And great tips. I highly recommend it. And come on down to Rob's library and check it out. Get your free membership card.
Yeah. Super cool. Super cool. Love watching Ron work. Mine for me on my tech tools, I love the paper-like review, and actually got that tip from Ashley, who was one of your workers,
Right.
right? Who I was talking about Remarkable, and I'm like,
Right.
I don't want to spring for Remarkable. That's
Right.
too much commitment for me.
Right.
And she said, oh, do paper-like. And so paper-like is something that you can actually, it's a screensaver you can put on your pad, and then you get your little pen and you can actually write on it and through it. So it kind of converts. It's like a pad converter
Right.
into a Remarkable. And maybe it doesn't have all the tools, but the other side I look at is at least it allows me to see,
Right.
kind of do a test run for something to see if maybe at some point I want to graduate up to Remarkable, but also allows me to use all the tools I'm used to with
Right.
my iPad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
no, absolutely.
me likey, so paper-like. But that and more is what you'll get when you subscribe. Now, I got to give a shout out to Russell Duckworth, who went to info@networktodaydfw.com and actually emailed us. And I'm not going to go through. It was a really long email.
Wow.
Thank you very, very much.
Oh my gosh.
But he gave us a review on some of the things he really liked, specifically the Box of Chocolates episode.
Okay.
He really felt like the Franklins gave him just a whole new thought process on intentionality.
Okay.
And that's what he really took away from it. And he said, you two were amazing. Thank you for all the great work, the guests, thought-provoking, challenging content, a friendly node on the network. Russ.
Oh.
I know. I love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Russell.
Russell. And I'm going to take excerpts of this, and I'm actually going to post it if you're cool with that, right? So we're
Very cool. Very
gonna
cool.
start featuring some of y'all who are actually taking time to give us some feedback.
Yeah.
We need the feedback. All right. So there we go. Our action items.
Okay, Sheryl, I'm going to begin with, first of all, we had such great topics.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to encourage the audience to look at the list and pick one topic that really stands out to them. And I want you to watch that episode one more time. I want you to take notes. I want you to put it into action.
That's good. That's a great action item.
Number 2, we've had great tech tool reviews this month. Back to pick a tool, go through them again, pick one that's favorite, study it. Don't just flip through it. Study it, take notes, and put it into action.
Okay.
And the last one, number 3, we've had some pretty good books for the quarter. I want you to pick your fave out, and I want you to pick it up and read it. Study it, take notes. There's great information that we are providing you, and this is going to help you become better network where we're taking you from meeting people to making money
faster.
There you go.
Faster. And to get the tech tools and to get the books, you actually have to be subscribed.
Yes.
So you're going to need to put search in your email. You'll see all the episodes that are emailed to you each week. And then in that email, in the body of the email, you're going to see Rob's library review and my tech tools. That's the only way to get them at this juncture. So, we're working on some other things, but that's the way to get it right now. And you want to sing the song with me? Network Today. Network Today. Network Today. Where we take you from meeting people to making money. Cheers.
Cheers. See you next week.
All right.
This has been a Purple Cow production.